You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Minor Family Dentistry and by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History. Minor Family Dentistry would like to bring you the following dental health tip. It's recommended to have a dental checkup no later than your child's first birthday. An adult should brush for a young child and monitor older children's brushing to ensure a good job is done. Flossing should start when teeth are touching. Minor Family Dentistry wishes you good dental health. Families, including children of all ages, are welcome. Minor Family Dentistry, 1010 Downing and Hayes. Find them in the Next Tech directory.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sternberg!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
Hello, and welcome to You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. My name is Dana Stanton, and I'm the coordinator of early childhood grants for USD 489. And with me today, I have two guests. On my right, Elaine Rupp and Monique Holmes. First of all, Elaine, tell us what organization you work for and what do you do there?
I'm with the Healthy Start Home Visitor program here in Ellis County, and I visit mothers prenatally and postnatally with information.
All right. And Monique, tell us what you do.
I am a La Leche League leader and an internationally board-certified lactation consultant.
Okay. So today we're going to talk about breastfeeding, some of the supports for moms, the importance of breastfeeding. And first of all, Elaine, tell us more about moms and breastfeeding and how they can do the best they can for their children.
Well, breastfeeding rates have really increased. We know that most moms are going home from the hospital now breastfeeding, about 3/4 of moms. Some moms and babies take to it a little bit more easily. Some need a little bit more guidance. It's sort of a learned skill, and you need a lot of patience and practice. Sometimes those questions you have during the early days really do matter, and finding answers to those is really important. So we want to be able to share strategies with mothers.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you hear a lot about breastfeeding nowadays. How many, I don't know if you could figure this out, how many mothers in Kansas breastfeed their children?
In 2013, we had about 73%. That's a little under the national average, which is about 75%. However, by 6 months, only about 42% of mothers are breastfeeding, and only about 15% have exclusively breastfed until 6 months of age. So we know that mothers really have some early questions and concerns and challenges. We know also by research that if they do not get those questions answered and things, they're less likely to meet their breastfeeding goals and usually abandon breastfeeding within the first couple of months.
Now, what are some of those challenges that a new mom might have?
Well, again, studies show, and I think Monique and I will both testify to that primarily the number one is breastfeeding feeding behaviors. Maybe a sleepy baby, maybe baby's not latching on really well. A second one might be pain at the feeding site and just a lot of tenderness. And then production. Some moms have overproduction, too much, some not quite as much, so the amount that they're producing is a concern to mothers. But these are all really correctable, kinds of things that moms that if they visit La Leche or they call me, I am a breastfeeding educator, and so I'm able to answer some of those questions as well.
Well, that seems like a good time to talk to Monique. Monique, you said you work with the La Leche League, so tell us a little bit about those. I know there's meetings and some of the activities.
We just recently changed our meetings. We are meeting at the Center for Health Improvement now, and we're meeting over the lunch hour between 11 and noon. We changed that to kind of help get more mothers maybe be able to come on their lunch break and just come and have lunch with us and ask their questions. It's a little bit more laid back, and so you don't feel like you have to come to a formal meeting. Just come with your questions. I do have topics prepared. If there is something that moms are interested in, we can talk about that also. So.
Now, one of the things people might ask, is this open to everybody? Does you have to be a member of a certain group or organization?
No, we invite women that are interested in breastfeeding to our meetings. We really encourage moms that are pregnant to come because that helps you get a little bit more familiar with breastfeeding. Certainly moms that are breastfeeding, babies of all ages, sometimes in the beginning it's helpful to come and get that support, but even if you're nursing longer, you still have questions. And so we have a nice group of moms that come, and we offer each other support. And that's one thing that Little HA League leaders have done is they're breastfeeding moms themselves, so you don't need to be embarrassed.
So I'm sure you can ask any question you want there. Yes.
It is
Now,
a safe place.
one of the things that I know would probably be an issue for a lot of moms is they either have a newborn or an infant and maybe a little brother or a sister at home. Is it all right to bring, the kids along?
Yes, we encourage moms to bring their children with them. If you have older children, that's all right too.
What is the cost for services through LHA?
All of our services are free. I'm a volunteer, so everything is free.
What kind of topics would you maybe come across at one of your meetings?
And we have all kinds of topics. If a new mom comes, sometimes it's the newness of breastfeeding, maybe it's the soreness, latching on. Usually around 6 months we get a lot of questions about starting solids. And then we also talk about weaning and nutrition as the breastfeeding relationship progresses.
Now, say there is someone out there, for whatever reason, cannot attend the meetings. Is there a number they could call for support? They just need to speak to someone?
Yes. You can call me anytime if you have questions. My number is on our brochures, and I can do home visits also.
Do you know that number?
639-5102.
Wonderful. Now, Elaine, I know you spoke about your services that are available to expecting moms and new moms. What is your number? How would moms contact you?
They can contact me at 625-3257, and I'm at the Hayes Area Children's Center. And I also provide free community services. We know how important that prenatally reaching mothers with information on breastfeeding is, and I'm able to cover some of that information as well as point them to other supportive services. For instance, the local health department gives a lot of good information. We have another group of breastfeeding support in the area. So we want moms to be successful. We want them to know about all the supporting services that are available within our county.
Wonderful information. I might also add you can find all this information on HayesParents.com. Thank you so much, Elaine. Wonderful job. Thank you, Monique.
Thank you.
You've been watching You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. Parents, remember, you are your child's first and best teacher. Thank you.
Thanks for watching You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You can watch the program weekdays in the noon and 9 o'clock hours. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Minor Family Dentistry and by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History.